Hey everybody, Bong Joon-Ho's new film, Mickey 17, is now out. It follows Mickey Barnes, a man who's signed up to become an expendable, a position where he does dangerous jobs but can be reprinted, who's sent to the planet Niflheim to die one time after another on various missions. I was pretty excited for this one, considering it's a Bong Joon-Ho movie, and oh boy, he did not disappoint. There will be some spoilers, nothing in giving away super important plot points, but I recommend you watch it first. Let's get into it. Firstly, Robert Pattinson. He delivered one of my favorite performances in recent memory. He brings such a likability to Mickey and especially does a great job as Mickey 18. Now, I'm sure you've all heard it by now, but in case you haven't, Robert speaks in this really odd cartoonish voice.
I guess I am feeling a little dizzy.
It does take some getting used to, but honestly it works pretty well. It adds so much to his character. He sounds silly as hell, but that voice helps him perfectly encapsulate this man who has buried his trauma and self-worth underneath becoming this object to be used by others. Becoming an expendable for him is escaping his humanity. We see the polar opposite of this in Mickey 18. This character is still technically Mickey, but he's very much a different personality. This version of Mickey is the more human one who doesn't let himself be an object used by others, who's come to terms with his own morality. 17 used immortality as a crutch for his personal issues, but 18 represents the version of him that's more human, even if he's a little crazy. Pattinson's performance as both is just amazing. He can be a really sad character with a lot of trauma, but he's also insanely funny. He puts 100% into every scene, and I think he is absolutely the best performance in this movie. Naomi Ackie also does a great job as his anchor to humanity. Without her caring yet bold personality by his side, his humanity would be long gone. Throughout the story, Mickey is treated like an object by everyone, but her character, Nasha, is always by his side, even during the worst of days. In contrast to most people on the ship, including his quote-unquote friend, who's played by Steven Yeun and he's also great per usual, she treats him like a human being. Her character represents the anchor a lot of us need to keep our humanity. But the polar opposite is in two other characters. Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette star as these two religious corporate leaders leading the expedition to colonize the new planet, and they are just amazing. Per usual for Bong, he directs his actors who play these ultra-rich capitalists like the cartoon villains that they truly are. There are so many little good acting bits, like Mark clearly not caring about this woman's prayer despite being the religious leader, them constantly whispering in each other's ear, the goofy way they speak, or this one part where they're eating dinner and they want to look like they're happy together, so they try to kiss each other, but neither of them actually touch lips. There are just so many little good details in their acting. They are definitely some of the standouts. Bong's directing across this film is lovely as well. The way his films flow is so good, man. He perfectly visualized this cold sci-fi world with a human touch to it. Despite the location being so innately depressing, it feels like a home, and it's shot beautifully too, even in the gray corridors of the prison-like spaceship. I've always appreciated how his visual language interacts with the characters, and thematically, I loved this movie. There are a lot of different interesting themes explored here. Through the concept of expendables, there's a really good thematic exploration of the humanity inside us all and how much we're willing to give that humanity away for short-term rewards. We see this explored with the characters. He's someone that has sort of given up his humanity to escape financial troubles and his own trauma, and there's a clear line between the people who still treat him like a person and the selfish people who reap in the rewards of his deaths, and in doing so, give away a part of their humanity as well. And with that, there's also a large critique of capitalism. Mickey signed up to be an expendable to escape the loan sharks out to kill him on Earth, yet in space, he can't escape the far reaches of capitalism's greed. He works day in, day out, dying in awful ways, all for the benefits of his work to be reaped by others. But the larger critique lies in Mark Ruffalo's character, Marshall, who lives lavishly at the top in a fancy carpeted apartment, with all of the work being done by those living on the bottom in dull and cramped rooms. Marshall is also definitely a critique of our personal political landscape. His character utilizes religion to control people, all while not caring a lick about any of his followers. He wants all the glory and spotlight on him for creating this new colony on a new planet, but he didn't create it, his workers did. He sees his workers not as humans, but as pawns to get what he wants. He reduces everything that makes them human to be purely operational. Food rations are exact. He wants sexual intercourse banned to save calories, and even when they're off the ship and on the new planet, he views it as something purely for survival, to populate the new planet. The parallels between our own world and this film aren't exactly subtle, but I don't think that's bad. I personally think capitalistic satire works best when it's pretty on the nose, and it's not even like this movie is purely surface level, because there's still a lot of human depth under that satire. Now, this isn't to say the film is perfect. I wish it delved into its themes a little more, and there's just a lot going on with so many different touches on social and economic issues that don't really get explored, but it wasn't that big of an issue for me. It was just a really fun time. Bong put so much personality in every aspect of the performances, visuals, and story, and this is honestly one of my favorite films in recent memory. I'm gonna say this is between an 8.5 and a 9 out of 10. It's not perfect, but I love it so much for what it is. Go see Mickey 17 right now. Thanks for watching.